And okay. How'd that work, everybody? Did everybody see my countdown? I worked really hard on that this week. And we're live. I hope we are live. And okay. Happy Saturday, everybody. I'll be bringing, yay, okay. I'll be bringing Amanda from New Beginnings up in just a minute. We're just going to do a little housework first. So first things first, thank you. Aiden's bringing me my tea. I was going to have water, but it is freezing here. So tea it is tonight. Yes, it was wonderful. Thank you so much. So I worked on it quite a bit this week, trying to do a beginning for the live. So I'm glad it worked. I'm never quite sure when I'm supposed to click the button. So I'll work the bugs out. And then I got a new banner. You see the banner? Let me know. Are you seeing the banner underneath my picture here, right below? Do you see that? I hope.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So, yep. So we got that started. We got that. I'm going to bring Amanda up in just a minute. We'll just give everybody a couple minutes to come. So this is Amanda's first live that she is doing. Got to help her. Hopefully, I don't even understand all of StreamYard yet, but I'm going to do my best to hopefully help her out. And she wants to do perfect banner showing. That's what I wanted to know. She's hoping to do a live soon on her channel. So we're going to do it. I've been doing lives just a little less than a year. And I just learned how to do the banner this week in that trailer opening. So, in the color you like. Yes, I hope so. You know me so well, Mary Lynn. You know I love that color. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to mention before we come on tonight. Just give everybody a couple of minutes to come. What's the weather where I see Jean says it's cold there. I know Mr. Polar Vortex is coming back through our area. We haven't seen him all winter yet, so he's coming back for a visit. Nobody invited him. And I think we're under, unless they changed it, when I woke up this morning, we were under another storm warning for another 15 centimeters starting sometime tonight into tomorrow. We'll see if that's still going to happen. So we got quite a bit this last storm. We definitely, I think we made it to 12 inches between the 18 hours of snow we had. And we had some sad news. We lost our first chicken this week. We went out to the coop and she was dead in the coop on the floor. She was fine in the morning, and when we went to lock them up at night, she was gone. So not sure what happened. There was no evidence of anything wrong with her. It's the first time we've lost one just like that. So a little disconcerting. The rest all seem okay. So I've been told it happens, and she could have had a heart attack. She could have been egg bound. She seemed fine that morning. So yeah. Oh yeah. The others they seem great. And it's been more than 48 hours since she passed. So I go near the door and they all come running looking for treats. So they must be okay. So I think the worst part is I'm worried we did something, which I know we didn't, because the others are fine, but it just seems strange. It's hard to tell because she was one of the Americanas, and we have, how many do we have? We had 6, now we have 5 of them. No. How many Americanas do we have, David? We had 8 chickens altogether. We had 6 of them. We have 5 now. So we're not sure. I think I can tell for the most part it was one of our originals, and they should be 3. So still should have 3 more years with her, but okay, I am going to bring Amanda up, and we will get this chat started. There she is. Hello.
Hey.
So Amanda, I'll just let you go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, all that good stuff.
Let's see. I'm Amanda from New Beginning Homestead. We have a farm and lots of acreage. We also run a rescue for livestock, so we do that quite a bit. Try to take in as many as we can. Sometimes we get on overload, but And then
That's
I
amazing
have
though that you do that.
springtime, usually about 6 to 8 weeks after Easter is when we get on overload. So
Is
yeah,
that when
it's
everybody thinks bunnies and chicks are a great gift for Easter?
uh-huh. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And we've even we're on like for we call it like the livestock board and stuff like that. And so when they run into things, they will call us. And people that are in like in suburban areas, we've gotten pigs and goats and miniature horses. Like, they have this little itty bitty backyard, and I don't know. They just try to keep them in there. I'm not sure what it is,
I
but
think it's like a while ago there, micro pigs were the big thing, and people were selling these micro pigs and people or teacup pigs, and people were falling for it, thinking they stayed this little, and then they end up getting these, and yeah, there's no such thing.
yeah.
And a
Well,
mini
we've
horse is still a good size horse.
yeah, we've ended up with some that there was no teacup or mini anything about them, and so we
uh,
get them all from every idea you can possibly unfortunately think of. We've had some that when they get here, we wonder how they're even still alive, and we do the
oh,
best we can. Can't save them all, unfortunately. I wish we could, but
yeah.
and we also have our channel. I do mostly like kitchen stuff on there, especially right now because it's just so cold. I don't want to, you know.
Take the camera outside.
Yeah, and or when you're doing something really good and you're like, of course it would be raining. I'm not taking my camera outside when it's raining. So no, it's
Oh,
pretty good.
whereabouts are you?
I am in New Mexico.
Very cool.
Yep.
I've never been. Do you guys get like are your winters? I mean, we're in Canada, Ontario, Canada, so our winters. But do you even see snow or?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We
Oh
have
yeah.
a ski resort. It's not actually, I'd say 45 minutes to an hour from my house. So there's a ski resort here. There's actually two close by. And
Oh
so
my
yeah,
goodness.
we do actually get quite a bit of snow, but this year's been really weird. Like the one that's the closest to us, that one, they didn't even open this year. We've gotten snow, but it's melted like the next day. So
Yeah. Yeah.
we haven't really had enough to stick, but we're not far from Colorado and they've gotten quite a bit. So
That okay, that makes sense. I mean, I grew up in the States, but I suck at geography.
oh, you and me
But
both.
that, yeah, but yeah, that's true. I guess you are close. So I just think when people
Yeah.
hear, even being from the States originally, when you hear Mexico in the name, you're thinking, oh, you're warm all the time.
No, no, we're definitely not. Our nights are in the single digits to low double digits right now. Our days actually haven't been too bad. We've kind of ranged anywhere from like 20 degrees to about 40 degrees, somewhere in between.
Us too.
It's like we go through like a couple days where we're hitting like 40 degrees. We're like, oh, this is nice. And then, and then we have,
Yep.
like 3 or 4 days where we're like, oh, it's freezing cold. So yeah,
Well,
it
up
just,
until 3 weeks ago, our grass was as green as it could be here. It looked like it was April.
wow. Yeah, no, we haven't had a blade of grass for a while. We've been supplementing feed for, no, I don't know, probably since October.
Yeah, I mean we can't see it now because we finally did get snow. And we have a ski mountain, just not even a 10-minute drive from us. It's just a smaller one where you can do a little bit of snowboarding and some downhill
Oh,
skiing. And
nice.
they haven't been able to open because it's been terrible. So I'm happy for them
Yeah,
because I know a lot of the ski resorts in our province have been hurting this year. So
yeah,
yeah,
it's just really been beautiful.
I'm worried because I called last year the summer the summer of weird weather. Like this is the weird, yeah, and I'm like, oh no, is this gonna be a repeat? So I just
Yes.
have to ask everyone in the chat real quick. I just got a new ring light and I'm using it tonight. Is the lighting okay? Like I don't know, is it all right? I feel like it is, but my son said it's too dark in back. Well, I don't care about the back of me. I just want to know what's in front. So just let me know in the comments if it's okay. I can adjust it. I have like 6 little buttons on the thing that I can change it to. So So, I can't believe this is my video goes out tomorrow for week 4 of the Pantry Challenge, and I know you've been participating in that. That's actually how we met, through the Pantry Challenge
Last year.
last year.
Yep, last
Yep.
year.
And I think that's how I met a good amount of people actually that I'm now friendly with too, and
Yep,
follow, was through the Pantry
definitely.
Challenge. And I can't believe, part of me is like, oh, this month's taken forever. And then the other part of me is like, wow, we're in week 4. Like, it's weird. I guess it depends on what day.
Right.
But how has it been going for you?
Not too bad. We've really kind of tried to focus. We actually built another pantry and moved where mine was to a different area. Not long, a few months ago. So we had already organized and kind of gone through things there. But our main thing has been trying to organize and really look at our freezers. I had like tons of chicken bones that I needed to process. And I had tomatoes that I'd ripened in the house and needed to do something with those and get those out of the freezer. So I'm trying to like make room in my freezer, look at any meats that maybe we need to like cook now. What can I can that I've had frozen, and just try to make room in our freezers to go, out with the oldest. And so I can bring new stuff in. And
Yeah.
so we're not doing bad. Honestly, my hardest challenge has been documenting, because we have been so busy that just trying to remember to document something, because I work full time. I still, I work a
Right.
40+ hour a week job, and, plus we have the animals, which is a full-time job and everything. So that's really been the
So
hardest
Mary
thing for
Lynn, so that's one of the things with StreamYard. You can assign different people administrators. So if you get any spam or any bad comments or anything, they can get rid of. But they can also share if you want anybody in your chats, if they have YouTube, their channel. So she's trying to share the link for your channel, but she's having a hard time finding it. So I'm not sure. Let me see if I can real quick get on here and see if I can find it.
It's under NB Homestead.
Okay, maybe that might be why. Let me see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to have it as the New Beginning, but oddly enough, there's like 10 channels that are New Beginnings. And so it automatically searches with the S and just kind of cancels out mine. So I changed it to NB Homestead.
Okay,
to try to like filter it
I
out
am getting a lot of channels, but not yours when I put MB. Oh yeah, there's a lot of New Beginnings. My goodness. Yeah. I found it before because I was able to share it on mine.
Let's see what I can find. Yeah, and sometimes you have to put it together. Oh,
that's what I was going to ask. Is there any space between the?
Yeah, try no space.
I found you. So I'm going to share the link right now.
Okay. I was going to try to pull it up, but.
Whoops, darn it. Copy. Let me see if I can put it in here.
Yeah. And my logo is just a circle with an N and a B in it.
Oh, if you can comment in the chat, she'll find it. But I did put it up there. That's what it is. It's MN as in Nancy, B as in Bob, Homestead, all together, no spaces. Once I did that, you came right up. So, but I shared it there.
I didn't realize how many there were when I created the name, or I definitely would have done something different, but now it's like too late for me to change it. So
hi, Carrie. I just want to say hi and hello to Anne. Thank you for dropping by. So
it does not give me the option to comment.
Oh, so you what a lot of people do, I don't because I have terrible internet. You can pull up the chat on the live on YouTube and just mute the YouTube so we don't hear the background, and then you can keep track. I don't do it because I have terrible internet. And if I run both at the same time, it's not going to work well. But this is my live, so I can comment because I have that option. So, but I did share it there, so it's there. Yeah. But yeah, I hear you about my freezers are organized. The problem is, and I mean, it's not a problem. We have a lot of meat still to get
Right.
through. Both my children aren't huge meat eaters. They like certain meat. They bless you, my husband. They both
He's
like
like,
chicken, and they both like turkey. Aiden will eat pork, but that's it. Grace eats fish. So David and I primarily eat. We're the only ones who eat the red meat. So we have a lot of red meat still to get through. A lot of beef, and I think I'm going to can up some of it going forward. Some of the tougher roast to make them tender. But I mean, I found that big bag of tomatoes and I was all proud of myself back in the fall. I got all my tomatoes harvested. I didn't forget a single bag. And what did I find in there?
of course, isn't that how it works? You're
But it
like,
worked
oh,
out because I made homemade tomato soup with it and it was fabulous. So I think next year I might save some of my tomatoes frozen in a bag and just leave them. So I do have them in January to make tomato soup. Because it's so easy. I was gonna can it, but I don't think I need to bother because I'm literally the only one who's gonna eat it. So it's not like I need 50 jars of tomato soup. So
well, with the pork roast, I canned a bunch of pork roast.
We're the movers and
sorry,
shakers.
mute that.
okay.
I think it was over the summer, and I did it with I canned it with barbecue in it. And, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Like the
Yeah,
quickest sandwiches, like it's nice. And I just did it
I'm
with barbecue.
so yeah, I canned meat because I only started pressure canning a year ago. It was one of my
Oh,
goals
really?
for last year. And I was always so intimidated by it and everything. And I am so mad I waited so long. I love it. And I gradually
Yeah,
felt
it's
more
not.
confident. And oh, it changes it's like a game changer for
It is.
your
It's like
pressing.
you may have one day where you are just canning and canning and canning and canning, but the time that it saves you
Oh,
on busy days and making big meals, like I can throw together a tray of enchiladas in like 15 minutes flat. Like it is worth
yep.
it. It is so worth it.
Well, and I did pork for the first time. The only thing I'll do different is I'll pick a different cut next time because we did find it got a little bit dry, the cut I chose, but I used it in recipes that I added sauces or whatever, so it wasn't too bad, but it
Right.
was like delicious. And I'm like, oh, we can have loaded nachos with shredded pork.
Ooh, that sounds
Right. And
yummy.
just, oh, they were so good. I've used up all my canned pork now, so I got to get my button gear and can more of that. But it was awesome. Like it is so much easier. It's and I mean I've done soups. I did turkey soup, which I think I still have a few jars of. I've done soups and stuff, but I've never just done the meat. So I have plans to do a lot more meat going forward.
So, what intimidated you about pressure canning?
That I wasn't going to kill us. Like
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
um, I mean, you do hear horror stories about, from your grandmothers about them exploding, but that didn't worry me because all the research I'd done, that's been taken care of with all the new
Yeah.
technology and everything. And it was just primarily wasting the ingredients, doing it wrong. Like that was my biggest fear. So I did potatoes first because I thought, well, they were cheap. Now they're ridiculous expensive. But
I
potatoes were
know.
cheap. And if I screwed them up, right, I just have a bunch of mashed potatoes for the week or whatever going forward.
Fair enough.
And I did fail the first time. And I had the Presto canner with the jiggler.
Yeah.
And I knew what I was doing. I called the Presto hotline. They were
Yes,
amazing.
they are.
Amazing. And she walked me, like she stayed on the phone with me through a whole cycle of potatoes, like
Oh,
walked
no
me through it.
kidding.
She was so great. And she was just as excited as I was when it was working.
Oh,
Walked me
no. She's like, woohoo.
Yeah. And then I always recommend too doing water.
Yes.
Because
I,
water's, just it's a great way to get to know your canner and you can save it if you want, but I just dumped it out and did it again.
yeah, no, really, that is anybody who's new to canning, whether it's water bath or pressure canning, start with water.
Yep. Yep. And then I would like I said, I would do potatoes because those are the next probably. Well, like I said, they used to be the cheapest thing, but and then I had my disaster with my in the summer. I did sweet potatoes and I double stacked them. First time ever double stacking.
Okay.
It did not go well. I did a
Yeah.
video on it. I scorched the bot like,
Mm,
oh, it was bad. I thought I warped my canner, but I didn't. Thank God. I was
yeah.
because, but I said, and I was in tears, and I'm like, this did not work. I am never double stacking again, or whatever. Well, then I did some more research, and I discovered this electric pressure canner that's been approved. It has been a game changer. I love it. There's no jiggler to watch anymore. Everything's automated. It you'll hear it get to steam just like you're waiting for your presto. 10 minutes
Okay.
later, it'll vent for the 10 minutes, just like your thing. And then it beeps, it lets you know to go over, push a button, you push the button, and it's done. And oh my gosh, Amanda, it is game changing.
And it's been approved for all areas because I
Yep.
know that a
What's
lot
the
of
best
times,
way
oh
to
Lordy,
protect your
that thing
business?
is like not working for me here. I'm
It
trying
came
to
with like it comes with a pressure weighted valve on it, just like any pressure canner, and it came with two, one for high altitudes and one for my altitude.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because a lot of them, that have come out, there was a lot of stuff about them because they were like, well, you can't control the pressure for the different altitudes and stuff. So they were
Right.
saying that they weren't safe. And because I actually had gotten one and I was like trying it, but I don't know. I got all leery because I thought, no, I'm going to stick to, the way I've always done it. And
Yeah. And it maybe if I had been doing it the other way for a long time, and I'm not saying I'll never do it the other way because I still have my Presto canner, but
right.
I don't know about. I'm assuming it is for fish. That's what I did my pork in. I did my canned pork in my electric canner, and I'm going to assume it is for fish too because you can fishes, but I don't 100% know. I'd have to look at my book. Um, I think what a lot of people were doing too is they were pressure canning in their Instapots.
Yeah, I get asked
And
that a lot. Can I pressure can in my Instapot? I'm like, no,
no,
you
I mean people
cannot.
do it, and yeah, I know I wasn't comfortable doing that because it's not been proved or tested. But
Mm-mm.
this one's been proved. This one's been tested. It's approved. Um, Nesco, which is who's made my dehydrator. I love them. They have one now that's the exact same as mine.
So it's a
Just
Nesco brand?
yeah, there's a Nesco brand that's and I love it. And like it makes the same sounds, it does the same thing. I actually have a video when I tried mine for the very first time um in my list of videos. I love it and I love it. It is game changing. I The only thing is they haven't made one very big yet. This one holds it's been a little while. I'm getting it out actually in the next week. Um is it 7 pints? I think
Which
it's
that's actually kind of nice because like sometimes you have like leftovers of something from what you've made for dinner and you want to can it, but it's not really enough to break out your big canner
yep,
and so that's how I do a lot of some of my freezer meals because I'm like, all right, well, it's not enough to really break out the canner and go through
right.
the whole process. So I'll have to check that out, definitely. But one of the other things I tell people, like if when they start canning, to not only start with water, but put food coloring in the water because then you
Oh
can
yeah.
learn what siphoning is.
Yes. Yes. That's a great tip, actually. Yeah. Um, Hello, Buttercup and Fern. Thank you for coming. And hello, Cindy. Thank you for coming. Yeah, well, and we're only a family of four, so I'm not having to can like huge quantities like some
But
people. But
yeah, I
there
mean,
are some things like carrots I can a lot of because that's the one vegetable we all eat a lot of. Well, my
yep.
husband surprised me because right around my birthday in November, they went on sale pre Black Friday, really good price, like even cheaper than what I had paid in the summer. and he got me another one. So I have two
Oh,
electric pressure. So now I can do like 2 batches. I'll plug one in on one side of the kitchen and I'll plug one in on the other. And yeah, so now I got 2. But yeah, it does come with the thing for the different altitudes. It's a green one if you're in a different
okay.
altitude than when I am. I have them. I won't get them rid of them because never say
We're at
never.
like we're a little bit above 6,000 feet.
Okay, we are. I never know what we are. What are we, hun? Oh, he's got his headphones on. I know when I do mine, I have to do canning. It's 2,000 and under. So
Mm.
that's what my recipes are. So you would definitely need the green guy,
Yeah.
the green weighted
Yeah,
thing.
we're a little above 6,000 feet. So,
Yeah.
which by the way, your husband did a great job making your birthday cake. I thought that was so sweet.
Yeah, and what a disaster. That day I was hijacked. The day I
Oh,
put that video up, it had nothing to do with his video, but I got hijacked and I actually lost control of my channel for 5 days.
oh
They hacked my
no.
whole Google account. They took over everything. It was pretty scary. I thank God I got it back. Thank God for Google because they helped me get it back and get it back fast.
Did
But
you like have to call Google to fix it or something? Or like
yeah,
what
I
do
had to
you do?
call and say, this is not, well, I had everybody. I said, if you see this, please report it, report it, report it. So everybody was crazy reporting it because he had a live going and it looked like he was Elon Musk, which he wasn't. Um, oh, yeah. And he was trying to sell Bitcoin and everyone tried, and finally they suspended it. And
Okay.
so then I had to fight to get it back and prove that it was, a hack. So when I finally got control, I got to see where they signed in from. Guess where they were from?
Where?
Russia.
No kidding. Oh my God. Like, why are they just so bored that they have to? I mean, we're a homesteading channel. Like,
It's happening to all channels, and it just it was my bad luck. I got an email from a legit company. They used a legit company wanting to sponsor an ad on one of my videos. And I checked out the company first, like I'm not totally stupid. I made sure, and everything seemed great. And they said, we would like to send you a copy of the contract. Are you okay with that? And I said, sure. They sent me the copy of the contract. When I downloaded it, it had a virus in it, and boom, they got a hold of my whole. I had to
so,
uninstall everything on my laptop, go right back to the beginning. It was, yeah, not fun.
so when
I
we get
changed my
these sponsor
passwords
ads,
every 2 weeks.
what are we
Well,
supposed to do? Like, how are we supposed to know which ones are like
I know.
legit and which ones
So
are
now
like
and I've
weird
gotten
people that have nothing to do?
so many. I just keep, luckily, because of the first one, I can tell it's the same. It's got to be the same person because it's almost word for word the same email, except they changed their name. Hi, instead of hi, I'm Justin. Hi, I'm Kathy. Hi, but everything else almost is exactly like the first one. And I'm like, bye bye, report, report, report. So, yeah, it was, yeah, it was, and I mean, and what really made me mad was, how I had the 2-step thing on where Google was supposed
Right.
to send me something and say, hey, someone's trying to sign in.
Right.
Is
Yeah.
this you? They never sent that to me.
So they were able to bypass Google?
Yep. So it was pretty um yeah, it was one of the worst things. You feel terrible, like you literally feel like
Yeah.
assaulted. And I change my passwords now every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. It's awful and it's a pain in the butt, but I spent
Right.
3 days changing passwords because everything is through Google. Every
Yes.
account. Every account, like your hydro company, they have a Google website. It's usually run through Google.
Very true.
Buttercup, no, it wasn't. I mean, and that's one of the things that made me like, so that's why I went and investigated the company. And I thought, okay, it could be something I could, not, it wasn't 100% a homesteading company, but it could be something that I, could put on there because I do have viewers with kids and stuff. So, but the thing is, they use the company. That's the problem. They used a legitimate company to
So
do
the
this.
company was hijacked also.
I don't know. I just think they used their name. And they know most people are just going to go say, Google, is da 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 a real company, which I did. And I went and looked in. I said, okay, yeah, this is what they do. And it was awful. I'm glad it only took 5 days, but it was a long 5 days.
Oh no, that is horrible. Like, we're not like these, fancy people.
Yeah. And they purposely go after people with, I had just gotten monetized. Like I'd only been monetized like 2 weeks. And they go after the smaller, they seem to be going after. I mean, everybody. I think actually somebody I follow right now, I think they've been hacked because the last week or so, it's been the same video being uploaded and it has nothing to do with their channel. I'm not sure what's going on. So
Yeah, because
yeah.
most of us, we have pretty consistent
Mm-hmm.
things. We might have a new type of video, but it's still like
The footage even looks like it's a news story from like the late 70s, early 80s. Like it's got kind of quality with the footage. And I'm like, this has nothing to do with farming.
is
Like,
there a way to like contact them and be like, hey, like I think
there's none, right? Because if they're hijacked, they don't have control of that channel. You lose all
maybe
control of
see, we need to do like this thing where we like alert each other so that when we're doing our next video, be like, so if you have contact with so and so person, tell them we think their channel's been hijacked.
actually. A subscriber messaged me on Instagram and said, Lynn, I think your channel might have been hijacked. There's something on there about Bitcoin. I'm like, what? Because I'd been fined 10 minutes earlier. And I went and looked, and oh yeah, I started freaking out immediately. I'm like, oh no. And I'm just proof. I thought I was smart. I had all the steps. I now have a 5-step. It's exhausting getting into everything now, but I have 5 steps now.
So now I have to go back and change all that.
Because I thought I was smart. I thought I had all this,
Right.
I thought I was smart and had all this, and it happened to me. And yeah, it was not fun. So yeah. So anyway, just a warning to everybody. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. So, and I will say my father has been 3 times now. They're living in Florida 3 times now. He has almost been scammed with a lot of money as people acting like people from their bank. And if my
yeah, no,
yeah,
it's out there. And then another
bad.
one that goes around a lot is um, telling people that they can get loans through the Human Services Department. Like some people call it the Welfare Department, your ISD, stuff
Okay,
like that.
yeah.
That is a scam. That is a huge scam. Because that's actually where I work, and
Okay.
we don't give student loans or
No, no. The other one that's here, it's actually in our area right now, is the grandparent scam, where they call pretending either to be a police officer, the child themselves saying, Graham, I've been arrested. If I don't pay, money to get bailed out, they're going to put me in jail for the night. And then someone's showing up at the address and will tell us where you live. We'll come and get the money. And they'll come and they'll have a suit on. Sometimes they have a uniform on that makes them look almost like a cop or a security agent and all this. And we just had a couple lose $7,000 last week to the grandparent scam.
oh my gosh.
So it's mentally exhausting because I mean, the amount of emails and phone calls we get every day here is outrageous.
Mm-hmm. It's so hard to filter through all of them, and you want to answer everybody's questions and respond to everybody, but then I have a few on mine that I don't even respond to because I'm like, no, that one doesn't look safe.
I take them off. I delete them. And I figure if they're legitimate, they'll say, "Hey, where'd my comment go?" Or they'll comment again.
Yep.
And not one of them has done that, so I knew they weren't legitimate comments. So,
yeah. Or what do you do when you get the ones that you get like all these positive comments, and then you get that one that just leaves that really tacky comment? I don't even respond to them because I'm like, you know what? it's not even worth my time. I have
Nope.
other people that, are grateful and
Yep.
enjoying it or whatever the situation may be. I'm not going to waste my time with one person
Yep.
that just,
No, exactly. You're not
Mhm.
going to please not everyone. My feeling is though is why are you watching my videos if you don't
Right?
like them?
Right. Well, and it
Like
was
I
one
don't,
that I had
I don't
done.
want you, not to be rude, but I mean, if you're not enjoying them, I don't want you there either. And I don't say that in
Make
a
a
rude
different
way.
video.
You know,
Yeah.
like I want you to enjoy your experience, and if you're not, then please, like, find.
Right. Then I'm not the teacher for you,
Yeah.
It was one that we did. So we make like cheese and butter and all that stuff, because we have access to raw milk. Well, I wanted to see, can we do all this with store-bought milk? I was curious because I'm
I
like,
remember that video. Yes, I remember
yeah,
that.
I'm going through like all the science side of it in my head, and because that's one of I geek out on science stuff. So, I'm like going through all of it in my head. And I'm like, you know what? I think we can. So I just wanted to try. So I did a video as I tried it just to see if it would work. And so yeah, I stuttered through a lot of it because I was just like, is it possible? And sure enough, it was. So I'm like, but yeah, there was one on there. She, I don't know, had to make a tacky comment. I didn't even respond. I'm like,
I'll just say that I made my own butter a couple of times just because I wanted to see with
mm-hmm.
store-bought. It was organic, but it's still store-bought whipping cream, which is still pasteurized.
Yep.
And it was fabulous and it worked
Yeah.
great. I didn't even know that technically it's raw milk that you make butter. Like I didn't know. So it worked.
Yeah, no, I even actually I've got a little project going on that I'm hope if it works out or whatever, I'll be able to do a video on it. But I've actually got a little project going where I'm doing it, making a couple different things with powdered milk because I want to see what does it taste like and is it possible? So if it works, I'll have a video that'll come out on it, but we'll see. It's kind of doing its own little thing in the fridge right now. So
Cindy's agreeing with us. My grandmother had a saying. She used to say, "Some people just don't think they're alive if they're not complaining."
Right? Like they feed off the negativity, and I'm like, you know what?
But it's funny you talk about because I looked everywhere for the longest time for powdered whole milk because I wanted the whole milk and I could find skim milk, but I could never find whole milk. And then I found it right before Christmas. And I've used it in a couple of recipes. And I even poured a glass of it for my husband, and we couldn't taste the difference. We seriously could not taste the difference. Now, I did let it sit. Like I let it sit. I mixed it all up and let it sit like it recommended. So that could be game changing because milk here is insane, and our son drinks a lot of it. I'm like, I tell my husband all the time, we need a cow. We can't get a cow, but we need a cow. And
my son goes through a gallon of milk about every day and a half. So
we go through so much. And if I don't have to use it for baking and everything, then like we won't go through so much. So
right.
Dave Knight, he's not a robot. He's just kidding. But
I was like, do what? Toughest what?
Yeah. So,
no.
are you planning on doing the? Oh, sorry. Are you planning on doing the challenge into February too?
Yes, we definitely are. I didn't really document this week. We basically kind of had a fend for yourself week, so we really didn't like cook a whole lot. I was under the weather most of the week, so I just was like, I didn't really feel like eating anything. So we just kind of did the fend for yourself, or somebody eats a bowl of cereal or.
Yep. No, I mean, we have breakfast one night a week, and that can sometimes it doesn't mean I make it. Sometimes it's like a bowl of cereal.
Right? Hey, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Jean, I do have the powdered buttermilk. I love it because I don't use enough of it to buy it fresh, and then it goes bad. Though I have frozen the buttermilk in the past into like tablespoon servings and a quarter cup, but I much prefer to have the powdered buttermilk than even the frozen. But
you can actually make your own buttermilk.
Yeah, I've done that too when I've been in a pinch
or
whatever.
Yep. You just take a tablespoon of vinegar, put it in your measuring cup, fill it up to the 1 cup mark, stir it, leave it 5 minutes, and boom, you got buttermilk.
Yep. I will say we are doing it in February too. We're changing our rules a little bit for
Okay.
February. I'm still going to meal plan, and I will say for the most part, I stuck to the meal plan pretty good this month. It's only been this last week, and I talk about it on my video. I made the menu plan back in like December 31st, like the last couple of days
Oh,
of December. And you know,
okay.
it's not written in stone. It's not like people are going to come arrest me because I changed the menu plan.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that would help us is actually come up with like a
Oh,
menu plan.
I
Because
tell
we
you,
just
it
kind of
saves us. Yeah, it saves us so much. And sometimes I'll just put, take out hamburger, on that day, and then I'll decide that night what I'm going to do with it. But at least it gives me I took something out because I'm terrible about remembering to take the stuff out of the freezer.
right. Well, and at our house, they changed my schedule again. And so now, like Monday through Thursday, which is like the bulk of your week, I'm doing like really long hours. I don't even get off till 7 o'clock at night.
Oh,
So
that's
they've kind of
yeah.
taken over the cooking Monday through Thursday. And then I try to, do the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So trying to coordinate like meals with that. And, honestly, what I need to just use my crock pot more. I guess
Oh,
yeah,
I love it. And I
I
will
need to just
say
use my crock pot more.
the Instapot's amazing because I can take a
Mhm.
whole frozen chicken out of the freezer, plop it in my Instapot, and we're eating it 45 minutes later.
Yep. My
And
sister
like
let
that,
me use hers and she can't have it back.
yeah, I mean, that's great for those days when you forget, oh no, well, I have a frozen chicken. I'll throw that in the Instapot. And when I was working 45 hours a week outside the home, I used it a lot more, the Instapot.
Yeah.
Um, but in my crock pot, definitely. But I think my crock pot's going. I think it's going to be time for a new one. Darn it. They don't last like they used to. But then again, mine gets used a lot. So, I mean, I use
Yeah.
it during
Well,
harvest season too to, make applesauce and, so it gets
yes.
used a lot. But
Oh, during
yeah,
harvest season, our crock pots, our canners, and our dehydrators don't even turn off.
yeah, I know exactly, exactly. But I will say, so yeah, we're gonna have a few things changing going. We didn't shop a lot. I did different rule. I was more prepared for the pantry challenge this year. I felt like I
Mhm.
had a much better harvest this year. I canned a
Yep.
lot more than I think I ever
Yep.
have. I think I broke a record for canning this year. Um, and I love seeing all the empty jars at the end of the week because it makes me feel like all that hard work in August and September and October, it pays off in January and February.
Yes. What
But
we actually started doing with our empty jars, I don't remember who was I watching that did that. And I thought that is a fabulous idea. I am so going to use that. When you have your empty jar, fill it with water and put it up on your shelf so that you're still stocking up like water, obviously filtered
oh
water.
yeah, yeah.
And so then you can for, your pressure canner, the next time you're going to be doing it, you can use the water from that jar
Yeah,
and you're
especially if you
like,
don't have a full jar or full load, yeah.
yay. And
Um,
then, well, no, even like, the water that you're going to put in your pressure canner, when the jars you're going to use, you can,
oh, oh, I
yes.
never
And,
even
and,
thought of that.
and I was like, that is brilliant. Like, that is
Yeah.
brilliant.
Buttercup and Fern. I mean, I haven't done a specific video on the Instapot. You'll see it in some of my meals. When I use it, I know I used them to make chili in my videos this month. I don't know if I've done a chicken. Have we done a chicken this month? I don't think we've done a I know I did a roasted chicken, but I'm trying to remember if I did it, if I actually remember to take it out and we roasted it in the oven. I have no memory of the first 2 weeks of this month. It's pretty much gone. It's been a busy month. But I will say I'm finding Mama's getting a little tired of cooking every night. Like this week we only have 3 days left of this week. I'm not going to film my pantry challenge going into February every night. One, I just feel
Yeah.
like you're going to see a lot of repeats. I will film my new recipe because my goal for this year was to do one new recipe at least once a week.
Nice.
So I will film that just because it'll be a new recipe, and if it's good I want to share it with everybody. If it's bad I want to share it too. um
Don't
but
eat
I'm not
this.
going to Yeah, and I'm not gonna film every night just because it's exhausting, right? Like
It
it's
is.
twice as much. It takes me twice as long to make supper because I'm filming it. But
Looks like there's a question from
yeah,
Jean Hudson. Have any of you tried making your own sour cream? I watch videos, but it never tried it. Yeah, we
it's on my
make our
list.
own sour cream, and I think you do too, don't you?
Not
The
yet.
only
It's on my list.
yeah, whenever you make homemade sour cream, one thing you got to keep in mind, because a lot of people think, oh, it failed because it's thinner. The one you buy in the store has thickeners in it, so that's why it's that
Right,
thick,
right.
like you can make a little swirly out of it. So when you're
Yeah.
making your own, just keep in mind that it's a thinner, it's not, doesn't have that thickness to it. That's going to be the difference.
Yeah, no, I've done that too. When I don't have enough, I'm like, oh, I'm one jar short or two jars short. Then goes the water. A couple jars of the
Mhm.
water.
Yep.
Does she process the jarred water or just put water in the jars? That's yeah. Is she like canning the water or just literally putting water in clean jars and screwing on the top?
I've done both because you can water bath water.
Right. No, but I mean, I think she's talking about that. What you were talking about, how just filling up those empty jars when you're filling
Yeah.
and putting them up. So I guess you could just, yeah, you don't necessarily have to can them as long as it's
You just
water.
kind of want to look at, like, are you in like a intense canning season to where you know you're going to be using those jars soon? Or are you in
Yeah.
that off season where you're not? If you're not going to really be using them like soon, then water bath them or whatever,
Yeah.
seal them that way. But if you're basically just using it for, to when you open the jars to fill the dog's bowl or whatever, or use it in your canner, then no, you don't need to pressure can it or water bath it or anything like that.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that about the sour cream because I haven't done it yet. Yogurt. I'm trying my yogurt for the first time this week. Coming too, fingers
Mhm.
crossed. I've seen where people strain it overnight, so more liquid comes out, and then you will get it thicker.
Yep.
So
Well, and then you can actually put yogurt, like unflavored yogurt, in a
yeah,
cheesecloth and hang it and let it, just hang, obviously over a bowl so that you don't make a
yeah,
huge mess in your kitchen,
yeah.
but and hang it, and then your final product is actually cream cheese.
I only buy plain Greek yogurt and I
Mhm.
use that and explain it's basically sour cream. So that way I can use it however I want and I sweeten it with my own either my own jelly or my own sauces, fruit
Yeah.
sauces I made, but because there's so much sugar. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, so
Yeah,
much
there is.
sugar.
There is.
I mean, they have more than candy bar. Some of those little things of yogurt, there's so much sugar in them. It's like, okay, you think you're doing something good and you're not. But yeah, so one of my rules for January too was if I did see deals, I was gonna stock up on them because I can't afford not to get the deals
I
because
know.
prices change weekly. Didn't see a huge amount. We did get, I think altogether we've spent maybe $125 this whole month
Oh,
on,
nice.
and that includes a few deals we got today. One of the grocery stores had bell peppers, a pack of 3 for $1.47. We never see them that cheap this time of year.
That's when you buy extra, dehydrate them, freeze them.
I'm not gonna freeze these ones because I still have quite a few in my freezer, but I'm like, I didn't dehydrate enough of them last year and I kicking myself, so I'm gonna dehydrate these ones. But I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, I'm gonna buy them. I know the pantry challenge is still a couple days away, but that was my rule. And just a few things for the pantry shelves and the stockpile. But for the most part, that's mostly what did. We did really well. Next month, so next week, Dave and I are going to go to Costco to stock up a little bit, um, because he goes part time February and March.
Oh,
And
okay.
I just want to just fill in a few things we've gone through the last month. And I know we're going to go through most of next month too, because we won't be able to make another trip to Costco till probably April or May. So we just
How
kind of
far
want
is the
to,
Costco from you? Like, how far do you have to travel to go to one?
a little less than an hour, the one that we like.
Okay.
So yeah. Um, we haven't been going as much, and we haven't. There's just certain things I like to get a lot of, and certain things I can't find any other place other than
Right.
Costco. Certain brands, so that's why we go. It's just mainly, like I said, just some things I know. We're gonna need those before you're full time again.
Right.
So while we have the little extra money, I want to do it now, so we don't have to worry February, March. We'll just have to buy
Yeah.
the little essentials kind of thing. But it was Walmart that actually had them. So, and they're beautiful, beautiful looking. Just they were quite the size. They were big. It was a mix of red and yellows and some oranges. Why is it never enough orange ones? I don't know why, but I like the orange ones. I know they probably all taste the same, but I always seem to go for the orange one. Um,
Well, and the
and
vitamin C level is actually different in the colors. So a
there
red
you
bell
go.
pepper has more vitamin C in it than an orange does.
And I grew more of my peppers this year end up being the red ones other than all of them. So that's mostly
Awesome.
what
That's
I've had
great.
all
That's
over.
great.
Yeah.
What did that say?
Um,
Goat's milk.
so what I didn't grow David grew up on goat's milk, my husband, and he said what they found, as long as they drank it fairly fresh, you could never tell the difference. By the third day, you could tell it was goat milk. He said it had a little more goaty, but he said
Tinge to it.
he said if you drank it fairly quickly, he said you could not tell the difference at all. They had a friend, their parents had a friend, he had a fit. I only drink cow's milk. Oh, he didn't know for years he was drinking goat's milk in his coffee when he visited. So, well, normally they're even higher here. Like normally, I'm not kidding. A 3 bag of peppers here this time of year can go be anywhere from $8 to $9. That's why I grow so many and freeze so many because I love them
Mhm.
and we use them quite a few times a week. So to see them fresh like that, I was like, woohoo!
Right?
So,
Yeah, and you're a
oh,
household of four. We're a household of two, sometimes three. Depends on where my son's at with his job and stuff like that. Because he'll go away
right.
for a while, and then he comes back, and then he goes away, and then he comes back, and
Okay.
so we average, a household of 2 to 3. But we just luckily, even though we don't have like a big household, we still grow as much as we possibly can, so that we don't have to rely on the stores. Because I go in there and I'm like, they want how much for that? Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's really bad here. I mean, oh, this isn't the topic tonight, but it kind of is because it's a pantry challenge.
Yeah, it's
It's
how much we're
really bad
spending.
here. We are seeing whole chickens sometimes as much as $26, $28. I never in a million years thought we would see chickens that expensive.
See, now
Like,
I'm going to have to be like, how much is chicken here?
yeah, it's insane. It's funny how our eggs, though, I never thought I'd see the day where eggs were cheaper in Canada than they are in the United States because our eggs have not gone up like you guys.
My sister sent me pictures because she works in the grocery store industry, and she sent me pictures the other day. One was, I think it just said farm fresh eggs was, or no, cage free eggs was $9.39. Free range was $10.99 for a dozen. And I'm like, whoo.
That's everyday price. Our I went and checked them just because I wanted to see because we don't buy eggs because we
I
have
don't either.
chickens.
So I'm like, eh.
Yeah. But the organic free range were, I think they were $10 at Walmart, which I think is probably the cheapest, a little bit higher at some of the grocery stores. And the everyday, not organic, whatever eggs, they are $3.50 roughly, which is pretty much what they've been for over a year. So
I have no idea what ours are. Let's see. I can look that up. Yeah, I have no idea what the regular white eggs, like the normal, not free range, organic, all that stuff is going for. And my son, this last time he was shipped out with his job, he was staying with some of the other people from his work. He's a correctional officer, so they go to different correction
okay.
facilities. And they had bought eggs, and he like cracked it, and he said that the white just kind of like went like watery or something.
Yep.
So he's like, no, I can't eat these. Y'all need to go buy like some free range chicken eggs. I can't do this. They're like, what's the difference? He said, just trust me. So he cracked them like next to each other so that they could see the difference in the yolk and everything like that.
Yep.
So we actually had gotten some, I haven't edited the video yet, but we'd gotten some like regular store-bought, not free range, not nothing fancy eggs. I bought like a little 6-pack of them, a half a dozen. It was over $3, but cooked them side by side. Didn't let him see them cooked, so he didn't know which ones were cracked where, and he had to do the taste test.
Yep.
So I actually need to edit that video and get that one out. But
Good.
yeah, to see, is there really a difference in taste? Because
I think there is. I mean, there's my mother, like her visiting us convinced her, and now my father is convinced. Like they're paying more, but Dad's like, I can't go back to those other eggs anymore. Buttercup and Fern, she was a little bit late, so I think she missed Amanda, where you're from.
Oh, New Mexico, over by the close to Colorado, I guess. We're on that side of New Mexico.
This is one of the things I want to get at Costco next week, Jean. I know Remy's in New Brunswick, which is a few provinces away from me. He was saying last night that he went into the store to look for the canned, ham or chicken, whatever it is. And he said it was almost $10 a can. And I'm like, okay, I haven't bought it in a while because it's one of the things we've used up. Like I've used, so I got to stock up on it again. And I'm like, oh, sweet Lord, what am I going to find when I go? Like, I'm obviously going to can my own chicken. I'm not going to buy it because if it's that expensive, I'll just make my own. I'm the only one who eats it, but I'll be using it for other things. So everyone's going to be eating it once I start canning my own.
Shred it and put it in stuff and they don't even know.
Exactly. I saw that video. Yeah, I saw that video, the difference between the eggs that you did.
It looks like a 12 count. So a dozen eggs at the Walmart here, your normal, not free range, not organic, is going for $4.86 a dozen.
I mean, I've seen people talking like they go into Aldi and they were $8.99 for their eggs the other day, and I don't know if that's organic or what, but I'm like, and I sell our eggs for $5, and our eggs are organic. The chickens are fed organic feed, and they're spoiled rotten, which I think is what makes their eggs taste so good because they're happy chickens.
Yep. Happy chickens, exactly.
And I am one of my goals this year too is I'm going to water glass a lot of my eggs this spring and summer. I finally found the calcium lime stuff that I need. I finally found it on Amazon of all places.
I was gonna say I ordered mine from Amazon.
Yeah, they didn't. I couldn't find it before, so I think it's something they finally just started selling on the Canadian Amazon. Finally, so your I'm gonna do that. Pardon?
Your Amazon is like different from ours.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
The more you know.
Yeah, and the majority of the stuff we get is from the different, what do you call them? Not factories, but distribution centers. We have several of them very close to us, and they're actually building one in the town right next to us, like a 10-minute drive that we go to all the time. They're building one right now, so we'll probably get things even quicker.
Oh yeah,
right there. Like I mean,
it's still a 4-day delivery.
Yeah, I ordered this ring light late yesterday afternoon. It was like 3-4 o'clock, and it showed up this morning at 8.
Yeah, no, I don't ever get anything that fast, ever.
Yeah,
it's like a 3-4 day delivery, no matter what.
That's interesting. She said she wasn't noticing a difference in the taste, but she noticed the farm fresh didn't upset her stomach. The store-bought eggs are upsetting her stomach. That's interesting.
Wonder if it has something to do with what they're fed.
I've seen this going around, and believe me, I am not a fan of either one of our governments right now. And sometimes I think I'm a little bit of a conspiracy nut myself. I never thought I was, but I'm starting to feel that way.
I think we've all become some type of
this thing about they're putting stuff in. It's I don't believe it. And people are complaining because their chickens aren't laying eggs. And these are people
It's
who have their
winter.
chickens now. Yeah. And these are their second and third winter, some of these chickens, because they're all the people who bought chickens in 2020. And now they're freaking out because their chickens aren't laying eggs. So they're convinced that the feed they're getting now is making their chickens not lay eggs. So they have to buy more expensive eggs. I don't
Well, and
believe this
chickens
one.
won't lay if they're, if they're have a lot, if wet feet a lot, they'll stop laying.
Yep.
If, certain temperatures, like the, chickens just stop laying in the winter, the majority of them, and as they get older, they even slow down even more. It depends
Right.
on the housing.
Yep.
It depends on, how dry
How
they
cold
are,
it is.
how
I
cold it
mean,
is. Is there a lot of humidity in their coop? You know,
yep.
but unfortunately,
So,
and we see this running the rescue. Unfortunately, it is sad. A lot of people did get chickens thinking, oh, well, they'll just sleep in the trees, or I don't have to do anything. And we went to some of the properties that we get called to, they send us to the property to pick them up, pick up the animals. Sometimes they bring it to us, so we never know what we're getting. But there wasn't shelter, nothing. These chickens look so bad. I could not tell the difference between a hen and a rooster because of the frostbite and the damage to these birds. So they just, this isn't a little, this isn't a livestock guardian dog where you can just leave them outside and just think, oh, they'll be
right.
fine.
Yes.
It's just not how it works. And
Yeah, it's
a lot of
just
chickens don't lay in the winter.
they are. I mean, and like I said, this is the one I don't believe. I don't believe the US government is making them put, what was they saying? They're putting less protein and calcium in the chicken feed so that chickens lay less. So you have to go buy your eggs now from the store. I don't believe that one. I just don't. I don't believe it.
Or have you seen the one that eggs will cause blood clots? Have you seen that one?
Yes, there's that one that's out. Eggs, yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm gonna die tomorrow. It's nice knowing you.
Yeah, and the first time I seen it was actually today because Lisa Steele, who I love Lisa Steele, Fresh Eggs Daily. She's the one I went to when I wanted to get chickens. She is like the chicken guru, and she has amazing books. I have almost all of her books. She has a Facebook site. She has a show on PBS, and she had it on her Facebook page about, I have got to address some of these chicken conspiracies here. Like she said, all you people, you've had your chickens 3 years now. They're not going to lay every day in the winter. Like,
and I saw something about supplemental light. I don't know where the comment went, but the way this is just kind of my theory on it. I've had chickens for a long time, and I grew up with chickens. I even had a rooster named Dog because he chased me like a dog did. And my theory on the whole supplemental light thing, or my opinion, I should say, I don't supplement light with my girls because they need that time to, when they stop laying, it's because sometimes they're molting. Chickens won't lay when they're molting. They need that energy to get their extra flush so they can. Yeah, so they can make it through winter. And like, have you seen the size of some of those eggs? Let the girls have a break.
We got one today, and I just said, "Oh, you poor chicken."
What? You're like, is it the chicken song or the ouch song? Like,
I'm like, do we have ducks? And I don't
know. Right? Yeah, like break. Supplemental light.
I will say that no one told my chickens they're supposed to slow down. So we've been getting eggs. Like we had 8. We have 7 now. We were getting on average 2 or 3 eggs a day all through winter. Now we're getting anywhere from 6 to 7. Now we got 5 today because, like I said, we are down a chicken now. Mm-hmm. So no one told them but the next winter, some of my chickens, this is their 3rd winter, so I really expect next winter them to slow right down. But we're also getting 4 more new we're going to get 5 now, 5 new egg layers. So I just wanted to answer this question. I do have a specific breed that I like for a couple of reasons. I like the smaller combs and things because it helps them with our winters. I like the colored eggs I get. Yeah, I have Americanas that lay the blue eggs, and I have two sex
Speckled
lengths. Is that what
Sussex. Oh, Sussex,
sex
Sussex.
sex lengths? They lay brown eggs. I just got
Hmm.
them because they didn't have the ones I really wanted last year, and I said, "Oh, I'll take two of them because they're supposed to be good egg layers," and they are.
Oh yeah.
Those two little ladies lay pretty much every day. We are getting 5 Buff Orpingtons.
Oh,
These
you're
are
gonna
the
love
ones I
them. Their
wanted.
personalities. I have a Buff Orpington. Her name is Penny, and she is just
Oh,
like you just want to cuddle her all the time. She is just. They have the
that
best personalities.
and that's what I've wanted for years, and we haven't been able to get them, and we're finally going to get them. And I know their personalities are supposed to be very pet like, and they
Hmm.
lay green eggs.
Some of them, not all of them. Some of
Not
them.
all of them, but
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm pretty so. And then I got we are getting meat birds for the first time. We're getting them meat chicks, and we got Cornish cross. Does that
Yeah.
sound right? Okay.
Cornish cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got 10 because we know you're usually going to lose a couple. We're going to see how we do, like start to finish. That's all I'll say because I don't want to get booted off here.
Right.
Start to finish, we'll see how we do. If we think it went well, we'll probably order another 10, and then one more. We'll try and get. We like to have 30 by going into winter in the freezer, so
Right.
we will see. But yeah, I mean there is a lot of bad information going around trying to discourage people from raising chickens, which really ticks me off.
Hmm.
And Tanya, my friend Tanya, she's been from Nightfall Homestead. She's been seeing a lot people trying to talk people out of it, so that kind of ticks me off. So
I encourage people to do it, even if you're just getting, 3 or 4. Always have more than 2, though. You know,
yes,
because they're very social. You can't just have one because they get really lonely unless you're having an indoor chicken, which I have had. Not gonna lie. Uh, but you need to have at least 3 or 4 because they are, they're friendly little things.
yeah,
But I definitely I encourage people to do it, but I also, on the flip side of it, with doing the rescue, um if you're gonna do it right.
yeah,
Make sure that they have proper housing, make sure they have proper bedding, make sure that you are, that you're going to take your body outside when it's freezing cold and you got that bone chilling wind, and you're going to make sure that they don't have frozen water, they get fresh
yep,
water every day, or you know
yep,
that as good as you take care of them, they're going to take care of you, and you'll see the
yep,
difference in your eggs.
yep.
You should never walk out and not know if that is a hen or a rooster. That should never happen.
We don't have roosters, so I don't have to worry about that.
I don't
I
either
can't hear
anymore.
them. I'm worried.
Yeah.
We'd have neighbors complaining. So Um, but yeah, who wants to be pregnant forever? I just figure God made chickens to
Right.
take a break for a reason. Let's let them have their break. Like, I mean, and that's why a lot of your eggs don't taste so great from the store because they're in these
Building.
barns with no windows so they can have lights on 24 hours a day. Like, I would go insane.
Right. Well, and the whole purpose of homesteading, yes, is to be self-sufficient, to be able to do more ourselves, take care of ourselves. But you also have to do it on the flip side. You have to let nature take its course.
Yep.
And if if they were designed to take a break, there's a reason. They
Reason.
need to take a break.
Haven't we learned anything about messing with nature?
Obviously not. But
So
I
yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
learn and part of homesteading is learning how to preserve. So learn to preserve all those all the million eggs you're getting through the spring and summer into fall. Find a
yeah,
way to preserve all of them so you're not having to buy, unfortunately, $10 eggs in January, which like I hope they're rotting in the stores. I really do because I hope people are saying no, we are not paying this. Like we are
right.
not I'm sorry, but grocery stores could be selling eggs at a decent price because they're selling a million other things. They could be taking a hit on eggs.
Yep. Our
Yeah,
price
I just
hasn't gone up. Like what we sell ours for, we're still selling ours for, we do the $5 for the dozen,
yep,
$6
I'm
for the
still
18.
yep,
But our deal is, because I used to buy, we had a company that actually printed our egg cartons, our
Yep.
logo and everything on them. Well, we used to be able to buy a case of egg cartons for, it was 100 egg cartons in that case. And it was like 17, $18.
Oh,
Well, when
wow.
I went to reorder, it was like almost like 70 something.
Yep.
So I have a deal. You don't want me to raise my prices, save me egg cartons.
Yep. We buy ours from Peavy, which used to be Tractor Supply store, but they got bought out in Canada by a Canadian company, so they're Peavy now, but they have the same stuff. They still have Tractor Supply on some of their labels. We buy them from them when they're on sale, and on sale I'm paying. If I get them on sale, I can get them for 40 cents a carton.
Okay.
And we buy about anywhere between 20 and 30 at a time, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Off
they're
sale,
running $1.50 a carton here.
yeah, off sale they're 80 cents. So like, but I haven't raised. They used to be a lot cheaper. I think they used to be like 15 cents we were
Yeah.
paying.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said. Save me egg cartons, and I don't need to raise my prices, but
Yep.
mine don't eat just chicken feed. I'm sure yours don't either.
Um,
They get
mine are
all the
spoiled
scraps.
rotten. They
Oh
get
yeah. I
my
can't even go
roast.
outside without being like, stalked. Like I can't even walk to the
I
other
can't go near
door
the
without
door. I go near our
Right.
back door. They come running. And I'm like,
They
no.
can hear, like, they can be clear across the property and they can hear that latch on that gate. And
Yep.
they are running as fast as they can. I'm like, I don't have anything, but I hang
Yep.
the cabbage from the thing in the run so that
Yep.
they can pick at the cabbage. It's like watching them play tetherball. It's funny, but
Yep.
they get the worms. We have a thing in our
Yep.
house. We make dinner tonight. So then tomorrow, there'll be leftovers. If
Yep.
whatever's not made into a freezer meal or canned or whatever, the third day, if it's still in that refrigerator, it is fair game to my birds.
Yep, we do too. Well, and then if I have an oops, like I did last week with my roast, that after 9 hours, it still wasn't cooking. I still don't know what happened. I think my crock pot's going, and we were starving, so we just had something very simple. The chickens ate very well. They got that roast over the
Oh
next.
yeah, no. Day 3, it's fair game around here.
So, and I add extra stuff to their feed, especially this time of
Mhm.
year. They get some oats to help with the cold. I add cinnamon to help keep them warm, and it's an autoimmune thing. I do garlic. A lot of people think it doesn't help, but I think it doesn't hurt.
Well, garlic
So
helps for a lot of things. Garlic, if you're feeding them garlic, that also, the garlic smell starts to come through their pores and it actually controls mites.
yes, yep.
Well,
And I don't feed them so much that it makes
right.
the eggs taste like garlic. Like they just get enough.
I don't
And
think mine
I
have ever
love
tasted
watching
like
them.
garlic, and my girls eat it.
Yeah. And I love and I put apple cider vinegar in their water too, year round. Like we do that year round. But I love
Yep.
watching my girls in the dust baths. I miss that this time of year. They're so
Yes.
I remember the first time they were sunbathing, we were like freaking out. We were like, "Oh my god, what happened to the chickens?" And because
It
no,
wasn't
they're just
feeling like
sunbathing. I was so scared. I thought they were dead because her feathers were way out. Her leg was out, and she was like not moving. And I'm like, David, something happened to one of the chickens.
She's like, no, I'm enjoying the sun. Or, the first time you get baby chicks and they're standing there and all of a sudden they just fall face first because they go to sleep. You're like, oh my God,
Yeah,
just go to bed.
I know we're doing the meat bird chick thing again. We're not doing the Buff Orpingtons as chicks because the chick thing is overrated. Like we've done it a few times. We're going to do it again with the meat birds. We're going to get these ladies already ready to lay. We have a
Nice.
spot where we keep them quarantined for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's anything like last year, it's going to be at least a month before they get to go into the new flock because our flock last year did not accept the new ones for quite a while.
Can they see each other?
Yeah, we're going to make sure they can see each other better because I think they could, but not good enough. So we're going to have it set up like they're going to be they're going to be in the same pen, but we're going to put something between them, kind of thing, and slowly. So yeah, so we're going to be doing that a little bit different this year. But yeah, they're cute, the chicks and everything. But oh dear mercy, it's just so much. And if you get them too early, we can't put them in the garage; it's too cold. So I have to have them in the house. So all the dust from the shavings and everything is all over everything.
Yep. Yeah, we
So,
have
but yeah,
our egg
so
layers and we do meat birds for separate because we've done the cost effectiveness between doing two, and your dual purpose birds, by the time they grow out to be weigh enough to be a meat bird, I guess I should say, so we don't get
yeah,
into trouble.
yep,
Your cost wise just really isn't there. If you're gonna do meat birds, I say do Cornish cross or American Breesy.
yep,
Um, it's just when you're comparing dollars to what you're getting versus what the time, the food, the work that it takes, everything like that. It's definitely it's
yeah.
it's
That's what
just
my
cheaper.
research, yeah, that's what we looked into too, because I thought, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to feed these guys quite a while. And then
And they eat a lot.
I also gonna need room for them. Whereas I know what we have that we're gonna build for them, tractor to move
Yeah.
around is only for, really a relatively short time once they start going outside
Mhm.
before they go into the freezer.
Right.
So that's a lot because that's another thing. If we were gonna do dual purpose, I felt like we're gonna have to almost have like another coop or something to keep them
Yeah.
in and stuff.
By the
And
time they grow out, it's just what you're
yeah,
paying them in time and money. I don't know that you're
yeah,
really saving
yeah.
any.
It's funny you say this because our puppy that we have, our Lily puppy, our dachshund, she destroyed the top part. We bought a puppy playpen, this round playpen, and she destroyed the top of it. We still don't know to this day how she reached it because she was itty bitty when we put her in it. And of course, I saved it and I'm stitching it all up. I'm saving it for the meat chicks. That's what I'm going to put them in. And then they have the top. But we're getting them late May. So we really think we'll be able to keep them in the garage with the heat lamp. I
Mhm.
think it'll be warm enough in late May. I don't think we'll have to put them in the yeah, indoor camping for chicks. That's what we were calling it too. I think I'm going to we already have it, so I don't have to buy one. So that's good. And if it works, then I know I'm going to hang on to that sucker because you never
We
know.
pick up pack and plays, like for babies
Yep. Yeah.
at thrift stores and
Yep.
yard sales because you can get that netting that stretches over the top for like
Yep.
mosquito netting. We pick
Yep.
those up for like $5, and the heat lamps, they actually clip perfectly onto them. The brooder plates can
Awesome.
slide right through the side of it. Like that's what we use is pack and plays.
Oh, really? I this is going to be the no this is going to be all over YouTube this week. I can see it now.
Was it
About why your eggs, I guess, because a couple of people are saying we even light our coop and they're still not laying every day. Are you really giving them the amount of light you think they are? Like they need a lot of bright light,
and it
24
has to be
hours a day.
consistent as if the sun came up and the sun went down. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm. Yeah, and like you said, so many things work too. Yeah, stock tanks. I did look for I did look for stock tanks, but whoo, they are pricey. Because we were
mm-hmm.
looking for them for other things too, and I'm like, okay, we won't be getting a stock tank.
Yeah,
But
they're expensive.
yeah, so and then I have a surprise for my husband for Valentine's Day. So there's a couple of things I have to order that I have to buy that's not in my pantry because I have a lot of it I can make, but there's a couple little things that I'll have to buy. God help me, I got to buy some lettuce. I'm almost scared to. My lettuce is doing great though that I have growing in my other room here. I planted it too. I meant to plant it in November, so I actually could have it in January, and I just lost all track of time. But we will be eating it. I think some of it by the end of February. So maybe
Nice.
even mid Feb. So I'm pretty excited. So
So, did you put
that's
yourself
what
on
I'm.
like a budget for like?
Yes,
Do you have like a set amount that you're allowed to spend for these months, or?
what I did for this month, I said I originally said $25 for dairy, and then dairy kept going up, and I couldn't get our dairy for $25 a week anymore. It was more like 28, 30, depending on, sometimes Grace, our daughter, would buy her own yogurt and everything, so that kind of
Mhm.
helped me go back under. And then like if I saw things for a good deal, I picked them up. It didn't really matter. Like if like those peppers today, I'm like, I am not walking away without those. I should have bought a few more packages. I'm kind of kicking myself. I might go back. I might have David
It's
stop
so
home on his
good
way
to
Monday. Yeah, I might have him stop home on his way Monday and get two more packages because I think I can fit 8 trays worth if I get four more packages in my dehydrator. So February we won't, our February budget's going to be very small because, like I said, my husband goes to part-time and it takes a month to catch up. So we'll
Mhm.
go this whole month of February with no paycheck other than his pension, but that won't be into the very end of the month. So, like,
Oh,
literally the last day of February. So mid-March
yeah,
is a nice paycheck because then they'll catch up with them and everything. But so
right.
I've saved money, obviously. Like I have enough saved to cover our bills and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
for that mid-Feb. But there's not going to be a lot for extras, like the essentials, some milk and, things like that. So that's why I want to stock up next week while we
Mhm.
have this one big last payday.
Right, right. No, good.
Yeah.
That's a good plan,
Yeah,
definitely.
and technically it's the 1st of February we're going, so January's done. So I think I stuck to my rules pretty good. I didn't do too bad, and the family, they weren't too bad. And like, we were more prepared this year, so I think that made it easier.
Yeah,
I still have a lot of meat. We don't have like a lot of chicken breast, but we've got a lot of whole chicken still. Um, we don't have we getting lower on the pork, but we still have a lot of beef to get through.
yeah, we have
And
tons of meat, tons.
yeah, and I still have all my eggs I froze because I was doing an experiment. So I froze eggs in different ways back
Yep.
in the fall. I haven't even touched them yet because they've been giving us so many stinking fresh eggs. I can't keep up with them. I've got 6 dozen for sale right now.
Nice. Well, in the summer, we usually get about about 2 dozen a day. And right now we're getting at about 7 eggs a day. So ours have definitely slowed down, but it's been plenty for us. Like we're not going without by any means.
Yeah, what I like, I mean, I'm not expecting to get rich off I don't expect to get rich off our eggs. All that from May until Octoberish last year, my chickens didn't cost me anything because the what I
Mhm.
made off my eggs fed them.
Yep. That's
So,
what
and
I
that
do.
included shavings. That included the shavings we had to buy for the coop. So if that's all I get, I'm happy. Like
Yeah.
that's
That's what we do. Any egg
yep,
sales, we have a jar that sits on top of the refrigerator and all the money
yep.
goes in there. And that's what I buy the
That
feed
we
with.
do too. Yeah, we got our egg jar and we take that out to go get feed and the shavings.
Hmm.
And I know I'm selling eggs at a good quality egg at a decent price to my
Right.
neighbors, right? So, and I even felt guilty for a while selling them for $5, but like the feed and the cartons and it costs us money. I have given away eggs too.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I have quite a few, and we've had some stolen, which bothers me. Well,
Wait, what?
when because we put them at the end of the driveway, and I literally was in the front yard in my garden, and a woman pulled up in a white Cadillac SUV. So okay, it's a very expensive SUV. And
Yeah.
she saw me and I waved and I said, "Oh," I said, right, and she said, "The eggs are for sale or something." I said, "Yeah, right, we can just do everything right there like it says on the sign on the cooler." And I go back and I look up because she sped off. The gravel went flying and I'm like, "Holy cow, what was she so like crazy busy to get out of here?" And then I went and looked because I only had 2 dozen left. So I thought, see if she bought both, I'd just bring the cooler down. She took both and didn't pay for them.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'm just like, what makes me mad is like, if you're hungry, please tell me. I would
Yeah.
gladly give them to you. But she was driving an $80,000 SUV.
That's probably why she doesn't have money for eggs.
That's what my husband said. All the money probably went into her gas.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly, Gene. And that's all I like I said, I don't expect to get rich by any means.
Yeah.
It's like
If
I'm
it
gonna
covers my feed, we're
yep.
good.
It's like me selling my plant starts in this year. I'm not going to make I'm not expecting to get rich. If it just pays for my own, I'm happy. So
Exactly.
but yeah, I will say we're changing some things with what we're growing this year.
Mhm.
And then I watched Sutton Days today, and she's talking about all the shortages that are to come. I just need everybody to know I don't like to do doom and everything, but this year is going to be hard again, and people need to
Mhm.
be prepared for that.
Mm-hmm.
and things are going to be worse before they get better. I really think that.
Oh
And
yeah.
but now I'm starting to think maybe I do need to grow. I wasn't going to. I was going to outsource that, but now I'm starting to think maybe I will have to. So, but I know I can't grow everything. I tried last year and all I did was exhaust myself and run myself down. And
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, Lynn, this is why we have we're very lucky. We are surrounded by a lot of pick your own places that grow the corn. So we can go pick our corn at cheaper prices, help out our
Mm-hmm.
local family, our neighbors who happen to be farmers, and get good quality without, because I don't have luck growing corn. The first crop I get, it's beautiful. After that, the earwigs infest it every time.
Oh.
So
Hmm.
yeah, Jean, I just like, I mean, I only have so many freezers. I only have so much shelves. I only have so much space, you know. I am thinking at the end of fall though, bringing in I have those stacker pots, the Mr. Stacker pots.
Yeah.
They're called the Tower pots or something. This is an
Yeah.
off brand. I got them off of Amazon. They're made in the USA though, and they're cheaper, much cheaper than those Tower pots. I mean, like much cheaper. I bought 4 sets of them last year from Amazon, and it still didn't cost me what one of them would have been from them. So
Oh wow.
I'm thinking about bringing one in the fall this year and growing lettuce in them in the winter in
Oh,
my
there you
house.
go.
Yeah, I think I might, because lettuce, I mean, 95% of the lettuce in the United States and Canada comes from California.
Oh, so you guys are paying a lot for lettuce.
We're not buying it. Well, one, we're in the pantry challenge, so we're not buying it. But itty bitty baby lettuce, $7, $8, not even organic.
I don't see, and I'm so horrible because we don't really like buy all that stuff. So like I have no idea what the price is on a lot of stuff. Our main grocery bill consists of milk and creamer
Oh
because
wow.
I'm one of those, I need a little bit of coffee with my creamer. So I go through a lot of creamer.
Yeah.
And then with my son being here right now, he goes through a lot of milk, a lot. And actually, where we normally buy our raw milk from, the last 3 times I've been there, they don't even have any.
Oh
So
wow.
we've just been buying the regular store bought milk. And there was a couple weeks there where we would go and we were getting like the last gallon. Like we couldn't even find regular store bought milk. So I'm like, well, is there a shortage on milk now too? So yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's
It
not gonna
is
be pretty.
like, even though like I like, because even though we would just go get the bear, I like to look at the prices, because one, if there were a good deal, I'm like, I'm gonna grab them, but I like to see what they are. But it's shocking. Like I kept saying to my husband, it's so weird. Like we don't have to buy that, because we don't have to get that. It was so weird. Like there's so little we actually would have to buy right now if we did have to, and it's a good feeling. It makes you
It
feel good,
is.
but it's
Have
also
you ever
scary.
gone
You
down
need
the
to
aisles
stock
of the
up.
grocery store and counted how many aisles you no longer have to go down?
It's crazy. I know.
Like,
I Yep. If I can figure out how to make cinnamon toast crunch cereal for my son, then I'm good.
right? Yeah. Well, a few weeks ago, I'm not gonna lie, I was being lazy and we didn't have any bread to get through the week for our sandwiches and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy a loaf of bread. I'll make bread next weekend because my recipe makes 8 loaves and it freezes great. Like
Right.
freezes great. So I can make it. We're good for 7, 8 weeks. We're good. But I was being really lazy and I was just like, I'm gonna buy a loaf of bread just to get us through the week, and then I'll make bread next weekend. Walked in the store and I was like, I am not paying $5 for a loaf of bread. There is
I know.
no way I am doing it. So I came home and made bread.
I know. Me too. And of course I'm sourdough obsessed now, and we're gonna have
Which is
hamburgers tomorrow.
beautiful.
And
I saw it.
yeah, and I'm making sourdough hamburger buns for supper tomorrow night. Cause
Oh, nice.
yeah. So we're noticing a big difference in our feeling eating it. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep doing it, and I've become obsessed. And Jean, I hope, fingers crossed, I am going to be filming one of my copycat videos this coming week. Now that I'm not going to be filming every day for the Pantry Challenge, once, I think Wednesday is the last day of the month. Yes, Wednesday. And I'm excited. I don't know if everybody will be, but my children love the Cliff Bars. Love them. And both my children are special needs and they have dietary issues. So trying to get more protein in their diet other than meat, because they don't eat a lot of meat. They're expensive. They have gone up quite a bit. We have not bought them in a while because one, the Pantry Challenge, and the prices of them have gone up. I'm going to try and copycat a Cliff Bars and see if my kids like them even more, hopefully, than the store-bought ones, because I can make them for a lot less than okay, they're protein bars. They're a
Yeah.
healthy protein bar. They're, you look at the ingredients and it's just, good stuff. But they're expensive. And Aiden, especially with track season coming up, Aiden could eat at least 2 a day with track season. We don't like him to eat more than 2 because they are still quite a bit of stuff in them, like the protein. But I'm like, there's got to be a better way. And I'm like, oh, that's my next copycat video. I'm going to try and copy. So I've been looking at different recipes and figuring out what I like about each one. And I'm going to try it and see if I can copy them. So that's going to be my next copycat video. I've got a couple I want to do, but that's the next one because, like I said, if they like them, then I'm going to make a bunch and freeze them so I have them. So
I'll have to watch that because my son loves those things, and they're expensive.
They've gone up quite a bit here. And the other ones that Aiden likes that are cheaper, he can't eat because they're too chewy, and with his braces, he can't eat them. So, and that's the other thing too. I think
braces I can. Years, yeah.
Yeah, I think I can control the chewiness if I make them homemade by just not adding as much of one of the ingredients. So that way, maybe it'll be even better. We're going to try. We're going to see. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but it's worth trying.
So, are you going to do the ones where it's a no bake method, or are you going to do the ones where you bake them?
I think Cliff Bars are no bake. Okay. I think I'm going to try both and see what they like. Cause I think the baked ones will freeze better. I think
probably
than the no bake. So we're going to try and we're going to see. Maybe he'll like them even more. Who knows? But we've been on for a bit, and I know I promised my family I would be on too late tonight because they want to stream a movie, and we can't do both at the same time because of our internet. So I'm just going to wrap things up and wish everybody, I hope you all have a great weekend, and oh boy, avoid whatever weather's coming your way. It seems like another mess of everything is coming again. So,
well, and thank you for having me, Lynn.
Well, thank you for coming on. I'm glad I could help you do your first live, and now you can.
Yeah, you're still gonna have to show me how to do this whole StreamYard thing, how you connect it to YouTube. I'm like totally I don't know.
Oh, my first live, I couldn't connect it to YouTube. Couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, and everybody was waiting for me, and I couldn't get it. And I had Tanya was going to be my first guest. Oh, it was a mess, but I figured it out finally. So, any questions? Just email me, or you can even Facebook me if you want. Find me on Facebook, and we can do back and forth through FaceTime if that's even easier. So, all right. I'll just put my name on Facebook right now. Is this though? Because where I got hacked, I had to change everything, and I can't change it back for 90 days. So that's me on Facebook.
Okay.
so, oh, there we go. Yeah, that's what I seen. They're telling us we're under a winter storm warning again. So thank God we got the plow for the 4-wheeler. That has been a godsend. So much easier. So good night, Jean. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. And yeah, we will see you all soon. I have a video out tomorrow morning. It should be out at 8:30. I think I put it out for. So we'll see you all then.
Bye-bye.